Who doesn't like new games? I do, sometimes. There's always a time where you just want to start something new. And today, that is exactly what we're going to be going through, as we're going to be looking at perhaps the best games of 2022 so far that actually came out for the past few days, that are already available on Android and iOS devices as well. Let's go. At number 1, we have something here from no more than a few hours ago, and quite frankly I don't even know where this came from, but we have here with us, well, first off, just one hell of a first person, as stated by its developers, post-apocalyptic open world and role-playing game going by the name Project 56. I don't really know why 56, but this is surprisingly by the huge mobile game developers NetEase, and it is available on the Play Store only right now. It's taking you down about 4 gigabytes of space, it is free, it's still in its beta however, and this is how it really looks. Coming up behind that, we have something called OUTERPLANE. This is technically an English version of a Korean game that came out last month, but the English version just came out yesterday, and it is by Smilegate as a turn-based role-playing exclusive mobile game. One with an emphasis on story, but then mostly characters, hence the diverse cast of them, and all with their own unique backstory, cutscenes, and of course abilities. Game's totally free, it's playable offline as well, I believe, and it's been around for only a few hours now. That's it. At number 3, and this is just a quick reminder y'all, cause you couldn't really quite literally play this one yet, but the good developers of Kingdom Hearts Missing Link just came out and confirmed that the game is undergoing a beta in about a few days, and the full game will eventually release October this year. You can sign up right now for pre-register only for this one on TapTap.io, and in case you're wondering, this is just like Kingdom Hearts Union X and Kingdom Hearts Dark Road. Game's fully rendered in 3D, however, this time it'll have an identical gameplay to the series' action-based console games that were previously released. Check it out, just in case you missed it.
他ならぬ君がこの世界に目覚めたのは漆黒の空に美しく歪んだ星の降る夜だった。
Moving on, it's the old KartRider Drift, or technically a global test version of it right now, but by Nexen, one of the biggest mobile game developers out there right now, who describes it as a competitive online racing game, but well, one that actually has a single player campaign with some character progression to boot as well. Game's downloaded over 50,000 times since only days back. It's totally free with some in-app purchases, of course. It has a lot of mods to go through, maps, cards, characters, and lots of customization to boot.
I'll trick ya, one way or another. I'm gonna lose ya. I'm gonna trick you one. Where I can see it all, find out who you are. Where I can see it all, find out who you are. Where I can see it all, find out who you are. Where I can see
At number 5, well, you see, this has actually been a long time coming, guys. A Bachelor Royale first-person shooter that, well, what is described by the old developers as a behind-shoulder shooter that will initially launched on PCs, consoles, and Switch a little while ago. Honestly, there's not really much to go on with this one except the trailer and the gameplay that kind of speaks for itself. This game is available on its official website. I've actually left the link to that down in the description. It's holding a beta right now and the full game releasing very soon. Next up at number 6, we've got the one and only Ys Online, the Ark of Napishtim. Technically an adapted entry from the 6th game in the Ys series that pretty much takes all the goodness of the old popular Japanese role-playing and adventure formula and then fusing it with a new story arc and some new changes in core gameplay. I would say it's a nice little fresh take on the series, first and foremost of course, and last but not least, it is an online game, so if you've ever been a fan, this is definitely the one for you.
Thrilling battles of all shapes and sizes, challenge powerful bosses, rule epic combats.
At number 7, we have something here called Rainbow Craft Hide and Seek, or what the old developers called it, this new survival zone, Rainbow House, where not only you mainly just have to play this sort of hide and seek kind of whatever in this Minecraft style aesthetic, but also then it's kind of a survival game. So I would say it's basically a Friday the 13th / Among Us, where you get to play as old horror game characters like Huggy Wuggy and Mommy Longleg and whatnot, and get to chase your friends online. The game's actually totally playable offline also, and it's been sitting on the Play Store for free and a 5 out of 5 review score, however, which I don't kind of understand. It's a pretty easy game, it's got some legitimate graphics, there's lots of challenges, and it's almost bug-free. Moving on, we have Monster Truck Mega Rampage Stunt. Not to be mistaken with the other game, just Mega Ramp. And sitting on the Play Store since a few days back with very good review scores ever since. Now, the game, as you could tell, is obviously just a stunt sim, pretty much like old classic mobile games where you get to drive mid-air, except it comes with a certain twist, which is just you drive the thing as Spider-Man and other superheroes, which is just funny. The game's free, it's got the occasional ads, and it's taking you down only 70 megabytes of space. At number 9, and actually from a little less than a week ago, well, we have here something called Dead Zombie Shooter Survival. And you could probably tell by the name, a post-apocalyptic alien shooter style classic survival games, and pretty much just like an alien shooter with a wide variety of weapons to choose from and also then characters. Obviously, as you go by in progress, the game gets even harder. Anyway, game's sitting on the Play Store only and it's totally free. Take a look. At number 10, we also have a brand new Endless Nightmare game. This one goes by Prison, and we'll technically had to include one of these in case you're into horror games, but in case you're actually not new to this series, the new game does inherit the characteristics and gameplay of the previous horror games, such as puzzles, exploration, shooting, dodging, talents, and so on. The story, however, now takes place in prison, and you're gonna see a lot of things except prisoners. Take a look. Now, this doesn't happen quite often, but it's really hard to find a racing game nowadays that plays for free and at the same time kind of has it all. Graphics, physics, content, and replay value. Now, OWRC, or Open World Racing, from a tad over a couple of weeks ago, actually kind of has it all. And did I mention it's an open world game? See, this is an almost console quality kind of racing game. Actually has a huge map, pretty easy to get the hang of. It even plays with the controller pretty cool, has tons of missions and events to go through, and it's taking you about only 500 megabytes of space. And last but not least, well, this is a quick mention, guys, for just all of you deck building fans, something called Idle 3 Heroes Card RPG. Just as obvious as it is from the name, just a card-based action strategy game that features all of the Dynasty Warriors characters. Not really much to talk about, honestly, except that the game's online, is free to play, it's a deck building game with a really good support in terms of gameplay and content. It's getting regular updates as well and has no ads, only in-app purchases. But that is it.